How you doing, dessert junkies? I hope you're well. How is your week going? I hope it is fruitful and adventurous, because this weekend right here in Australia on Sunday the 26th is Australia Day. So this is our day to celebrate Australia. It is a national holiday for our country, and I thought, what can I make that's Aussie, that's not a pavlova or a lamington, which I've already done? Well, we have this biscuit called a mint slice, and essentially it's a chocolate biscuit with mint, like a mint sort of fondant thing covered in dark chocolate. They are so good! So I thought, I'm going to show you how to make them, because I looked up on Amazon and they're $13 a packet. They're like $2 here. So, for your enjoyment, this is my Aussie mint slice.
Okay guys, get started. We need to make our biscuits. So we've got some butter here, which we're going to very lightly cream. It doesn't need to go pale, and you want to add in your sugar at this point. Now I did add the sugar, but I did it from the wrong angle, so you can't really see me doing that. Go me. Then you want to add in your 2 eggs once your sugar has been combined with your butter. And then just before you finish, you want to add a good drop of vanilla. Now you can use vanilla extract, vanilla essence, essentially a little touch. Don't go too dramatic here. Now, dry ingredients. We've got some plain flour here that I'm going to sift to essentially get all the lumps and bumps out of it so it's nice and free and flowing. Then I've got some dark cocoa. So if you don't get dark cocoa where you are, that's fine. Just use normal cocoa. The dark, I just find, gives it just a little bit more. Then we've got a good pinch of salt. So the salt helps bring out the chocolate flavor in your taste buds. It is essential. So when you work with chocolate, just a little pinch of salt. Add your dry to your wet, and then you want to do this in batches of 3. So as you can see, I've only put in 1/3 of the dry. I'm essentially not getting rid of all that air out of the mixture. That's also a good little tip there. You don't want to, whisk it and then dump it and go flat. Dry ingredients, mix again. That's how you do a really good biscuit, guys. Top tip. Then once this is all done and mixed really well, you're going to end up with a dry dough. So it should be nice and dry. And what I mean by dry is, see how I can pick it up, put it between my fingers and it doesn't stick to me? Dry. If you find yours is a little bit wet, add a little bit more flour. Since you want to take it out of your mixing bowl and you want to rub it with some lovely flour, cut it in half. And then these 2 halves we're going to make into a flat disc. And we're going to cover with cling film and pop it into our fridge. This is going to essentially help firm up the dough. It works really well, this technique, and it will give you a nice crisp cookie, and it will also keep its shape, because I'm going to shape these a little bit special. Now, once it's been in the fridge for about half an hour, stick between 2 pieces of parchment paper, baking paper, and get out your rolling pin. You want to make this no more than 5 mil, probably. If it's less than, it's probably not going to hold the shape. And I'm going to use an Australia shape because it's for Australia Day. But traditionally these are for a round shape, so probably around 5 centimeters. And then the mint would be a little bit smaller, say about a 4 centimeter circle. To make that mint fondant that you see in between, we've got a egg white that I'm whisking until it forms a soft peak. Then I'm going to sift in some icing sugar. Make sure you get all the lumps and bumps. No one wants lumps and bumps in their icing. And then I'm going to add just a very small amount of the peppermint essence here. And this gives it a lovely peppermint flavor. Don't go nuts on this. It's really powerful stuff. Mix that again, and it should go nice and firm. It shouldn't be soft, because essentially you've got to be able to roll this out and cut shapes out of it. So if it gets too soft, more icing sugar. Then once you're happy with that texture, roll it out in between 2 parchment paper like we did with the cookie dough. And once again, cut out your shape. Now, because I use the Australia, it's really fiddly, but doing circles, so much easier. So be patient with this. It is a little bit tricky, but if you peel sort of going away from yourself, that technique works the best for me, I found, when I was doing this. Also, I just cut away from the edge. I don't try and pick it up in between. I'm too spectacular to do that. Trust me. Spectacular. Once you do get your fondant free, then you've just got to adhere it to the cookie. So if you find your cookie doesn't want to adhere to the fondant, pop a bit of melted chocolate in between the 2, because you're about to essentially cover these in melted chocolate. So once you're happy with all your cookies, you just need to cover them in a dark chocolate. Now, dark chocolate is the key here, guys. I did put a little bit of rice bran oil in here, probably no more than a teaspoon, just to make it a little bit more viscous, that means runny, and gives it a good shine. Once you're happy with them, whack them in your fridge and allow the chocolate to set. That's all you need to do is enjoy these lovely mint slice bickies. They are so Aussie, trust me guys. When you bite into them, that beautiful seam of mint, yum! And if you're not into mint slices, why not try my lovely lamingtons that I made last year, or even an Aussie pav. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe.
And just quickly before I go, guys, you may have seen me tweeting a lot about Explode. Well, Explode is a Melbourne gathering that is going to be happening on the 9th of March, all the way in Melbourne at the Sydney Myer Music Bowl. The guys have been working so hard in Melbourne on this, so I'm going to go. I'll be there. I booked all my accommodation, airfares, tickets, etc. You can find out all the information at explode.com, and I'll be there, so I hope to see you there. See you next week, guys.